John Reed was saying that Ashton's defense sort of kick-starts the kind of defensive effort overall.
And Tyler Hero, who anticipates better than anybody on the team and is playing with more defensive confidence than ever. And what's it doing to him offensively? It's building his confidence. So now he's become a confident player. How was he the first couple of weeks of the season? He wasn't real confident because he was getting killed on defense. So, and Ashton's being more confident because of how he's playing on defense. So, but it's just going to be, you know, step at a time. And, you know, Emmanuel, we just needed to be more aggressive to react more than process. Just react to stuff versus the processing because it slows us down.
What's the process been like in terms of getting them to buy into that mindset? Has it seemed a little easier because of Ashton?
Well, we're going every day. I got the treadmill revved up. Anybody goes half speed, get on the treadmill. I'm not going to fight you. Just get over there. You know, and if it becomes we're in the middle of the drill, the practice went from 2 hours to 2 hours and 10 minutes because we got to wait on you. If it keeps happening, we'll go 2.5 hours because we're going to wait. You're going to do it, and then you'll come back over and work. And so we're but look, that should be short-term stuff for us as a program. This is acceptable. This is not. Now make it part of who you are, and then you move on. I just have to, you know, raise the bar on what and how we're going to have to play. Because at the end of the day, if we're a defensive-driven team, we're going to be pretty good. If we're not going to be very good. When do you start working on turnovers, Coach? After we get the defense right, we'll start thinking about turning it over too much. But right now, you just can't throw too much at these guys. And we're doing drills that are really basic, fundamental, should have been learned a long time ago. But that's fine. It's where we are.
How's Nick responded in practice this week?
Better. He had blocks yesterday. Did some good stuff yesterday. Really, really good. He's happy for him.
The post players, you said you're going to play 3 of them. Do they have any idea of like the pecking order each week?
Yeah. Well, it's when they'll know in practice how they're playing. But I'm going to talk to all 4 of them and explain why I'm doing what I'm doing, what led me to this. You can't have 2 guys not playing well of the 4. Okay, like 2 not playing and competing, and going, you know. Now they're getting minutes, but when you only have 3, and that one guy doesn't bring it, and you only played him 15 minutes, you're okay. That's been the issue. You can't have 2 of the 4 not absolutely diving on the floor bringing it, and that's why I went with 3. My chances of having 2 out there were better, and you see it. It just. So if they all 4 play and we start playing 4 and they're competing, I'm good with that. But I'm not doing it. We got to coach to win. I'll deal with the egos later. But again, I like the fact that they got to compete for their time.
Cal, a few weeks ago you expressed some hesitation about playing Reed and PJ together because of the shot blocking. Have they been better at that since you've started?
A little bit better. Reed's not even the same player that he was back in the Bahamas. I mean, he's so different and so much better. The one thing I've told our bigs, you're trying to draw fouls versus score the basketball. We have one guy of the bigs who does not try to draw fouls. He just tries to score. Who is that, if you watch the games? EJ. Who?
Reed.
Oh, EJ. Sorry.
He runs from the contact. So that's why he ain't drawing a foul.
Is that not being confident in his body?
Yeah, but I'm good with that because he's trying to score. Even though he fades away, he's trying. The other guys, all 3 of them, they're not worried about scoring. They're just worried about drawing a foul. How many fouls do they draw? Not enough.
Offensive.
And then get offensive. How many 1-footers have we missed this year? We probably missed 3 or 4 a game. A game. 1-foot shot. How did you miss that? Well, you weren't thinking about making it. So there's things that when we watch that we now try to work on and get them to think different. But, you know, like I said, we're doing a lot of good stuff. We're way better than we were. Now we have another game on the road, an opponent that's going to bring it and have a swagger and an attitude about themselves, which we need to be playing teams like this. They have good size. They have a guy like number 10. They have that kid who runs the baseline, comes off staggered screens, and shoots it, and shoots most of the balls for them, and he's good. The Miles kid is good.
How much of a challenge is he for Ashton or whoever would be guarding?
Well, hopefully we'll put the right guys on him to start the game so it's not 5-0. We don't spot him 5. But we'll, it's a challenge. And the other thing with it is you can't foul. So maybe he's going to make some tough shots, you just can't foul. So whoever's on him and how we play that, you got to play him and make it tough, but he still may score baskets. When you have that ultimate green light, you make baskets because it doesn't matter. I'm going to shoot the next one, and I'll shoot the next one, I'm going to make one of these. It's a different way of thinking about it. What's up, Coach? When's baseball start? Is it started?
No, February.
We still play volleyball?
Cal,
Are we golfing right now?
Cal, how did Ashton go from getting lost in those screens, getting lost off the ball to, it was kind of a master class in that second half. He was fighting through everything and staying right with that guy.
Well, you know, the focus you have to defend, we're really working hard on off-the-ball defense. I mean, we're working every day and making, okay, do you see, look at you. You're looking the wrong way. Where is the ball? So it's, I'm telling you again, it's stuff they should have had before they came here, but it's obviously they didn't, and he's one of them. Emmanuel off the ball, Tyler off the ball, Keldon off the ball. Oh my gosh, you might as well play 5-on-4. Like he is, and you stop him and he almost laughs because he knows, oh my gosh, I'm like not even in this play. It's like you're playing boxing one when he's on the floor. Like he's over there playing and the rest of us are trying.
How do you see more of that? The kids don't have the fundamentals you think they should
I
have when they get
forget,
here?
to be honest with
It's
you.
you. You
I
forget.
forget. And I forget, well, here's what I mean I forget. I forget how bad last year's team was at the beginning. All I remember is how we made a run at the end in the NCAA tournament and we should have been in the Final Four. That's what I remember. And then I'm excited, I go and I get to a little break and then I get back into this and it's like I'm 106. And then you move too fast and then every year I do the same thing. Move too fast, we're all right, we got it. And then I got to go right back of the grind. And it is a grind. But like I said, I'm in a good frame of mind right now to deal with my team and help these guys. Anytime that I feel awful, like I always say to myself, if I feel this way, how do you think these kids feel? They're 18 and 19 years old. They scared? Are they anxious? Are they questioning? And if they're that way, then my job is to help them and forget about me and how I feel. But if I'm really tired, then I know they're really tired. So.
How well has Ashton embraced the idea of being a stopper, of playing?
Well, I just told him, if you really like playing, then be that guy, and you're going to play a lot. If you don't like playing, go over there and joke around a little bit, do your stuff, make the hardest pass you can make, and come over here and cheer like crazy. I mean, here's how I need you to play. And if you want to play this way, well, I can, then come over here and help us.
He seems to like playing defense.
He does. He knows that's how he is, but again, the discipline all these kids need. It's hard when you're 18 and 19 years old to have the kind of discipline you need. It is. To win at the level we're trying to. It's not just, what do they say our experience is out of 353 schools?
Second least experience, 352.
I don't know how they do it because of Reed. I don't know, does that mean he didn't play for me?
Yeah, I think they don't count him in that formula.
Okay, so even if he's that, we got to be 250 out of 350. If you throw him in and say, well, give him, and inexperience leads to lack of discipline. That's the biggest thing. Second thing is lack of trust. Well, why do you have lack of trust? Because you're never in the right place to help each other because you have no discipline, which means you can't trust each other, and I better worry about my own man, which is how they all play. And then in high school, because they were going to shoot 35 balls a game, each of them, what was their coach saying? Do not
Foul.
Do not foul. So they just let people run around and then they shot the ball. And then the guy ran around them and then they shot the ball. And then they come here and they got to pass the ball, which is why we turn it over right now. I said, I got a couple guys in there. They're not the worst passers I've ever coached, a couple guys, but they're in the conversation.
Tyler said he's the best passer.
Why are you laughing?
That's how you name it.
Ed McMahon over here.
Tyler said when you told him he was the worst passer, he says he's the best passer.
Who is?
Tyler here.
Have you seen some of the passes he throws? Did you debate with them? Like, did you say the one, when you go look like that and throw it to the other team, why do you think that? Because that should have been completed. Really?
What's been the best example you've seen here recently as you've worked on it of a positive example where they trusted each other, helped each other?
Well, they're starting to pick each other up. Like if we're doing a drill and a guy goes down and takes a charge or gets a loose ball, they all go pick him up. You know, and I'm watching to see if there's one guy that's not. And believe me, I'm watching. Get on the treadmill. If you don't want to be a part of this, get over on that treadmill. Trying to say, we all got to do this and we all got to trust that we're going to do it. And then you got to play better opponents. And here's what happens with a better opponent. You really got to trust and you have to have discipline. Because it's not going to be a 15-minute game. It's going to be a 40-minute game. And so you got to do this for 40 minutes. And if you have no discipline, there is no chance of you doing it for 40 minutes. That's why you have to get guys out of the game. And that's why you go with 3 bigs. Because if this guy's not bringing it, you'll play 10 minutes. And these guys will play all the minutes. And I'll put you in a little bit. And if you do good, fine. But I got 2 that are going. We're just trying to get that, you know, in the second half against Greensboro. A couple of my friends called and said, now they look like one of your teams. I said, what about the first half? I'm saying the second half. Now they look like one of your teams. But it's all the process of what we go through. And I say it again, it's painful and it ages you. But it is what it is. I mean, you just got to go do it and get it done for these kids.
Did you point out to him, you could hear in the crowd, it was a surprisingly loud crowd in the second half for UNC Greensboro. That's maybe a crowd that doesn't get loud. People were responding, the fans responding to recognizing that there's effort and there's a change in the...
These fans here, as we know, we have 400 or 4 million basketball coaches in our state. And all they really want to see is play really hard and compete. Now, they want us to win, but they know the best chance of winning is playing that way. And then they want to see unselfish, good basketball. They know what good basketball looks like, and they know what bad basketball looks like. Lack of effort, they know what it looks like. How about this? You have 3 or 4 guys going crazy, and that one guy decides, I'm just not. He stands out. I mean, he just stands out. And then my job is to make sure he doesn't stand out for very long, that you're out. And it's, well, every time I don't play hard, he takes me out. And then everybody at 4 million coaches in the state saying, he should have got you out earlier. And so we're getting there, though. They're starting to accept it. And, you know, I made a statement to him yesterday, as a coach, I cannot want it more for the individual player more than he wants it for himself. And I can't want it for the team more than they want it for themselves. It doesn't work, and it's too hard, and it's not fun. And then you got to get tough and nasty and all the other stuff because you're trying to bring it. Come on now, we got a bunch of guys with something at stake individually. Go play. Well, more shots. No. Dive on the floor, take a charge, go rebound in traffic. Don't have them jerked out of your hand and laid in. No. Be that guy. Sprint that court. Make that easy pass. Whew, that's hard. Can I just get more shots? I mean, that's where we're just all over it. Let's go. And this team is capable. You know, it was funny. Yesterday we had coaches in here watching us, and the one coach came up to me and said, Reed never takes his eye off you. When you talk, he's watching the whole time. Like, it's incredible that this kid is so focused. He's on a mission. How about if we had everybody on that same mission? I mean, now all of a sudden this thing gets a little crazy. And you know, I just want people to respect that we have really good players who are not playing to the level they're capable of playing. But we got really good players. Don't think we don't. But if you don't compete and you don't fight to win and you don't fight for your space, you look like you're just okay. I thought he was supposed to be better. Well, compete, go do it. We have those kind of guys that can do it. We're just, every day is that process we're working on.
Thanks, folks.